We just came from Harinam. This what we call surfers paradise. Hey, it looks like paradise, huh? Materialist, yes. This is their goal to enjoy materially. So, but materially and to enjoy doesn't go together because material means suffering. This is what the Bhagavad Gita says. Dukalayam asasvatam. We can only enjoy spiritually because we're all spiritual living entities, part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So what I'm going to speak upon this evening is about Bhakti, because this is Bhakti Center. It's just proper to, we'll see what is the meaning of Bhakti and how we apply Bhakti, and ultimately what is the goal of Bhakti. Yes? I've been part of this Bhakti Center for a long time, since after COVID, because I kind of like been broadcasting my speeches, and I connected with Nandanandan Prabhu. So every time I give discourse, it's like connected with Bhakti Center. So many thought that I'm from Bhakti Center, which is, I'm proud of it. Yes. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Gopal Krishna Vishwantara Prabhupada Shasayatanya Prakasha Vitiraja Pracharam Kirvan Shaya Bhate Noma. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinami. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunya Bhati Paschatya Desatarine Pamagyana Timirandasya Ganangana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Datati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sherupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavanispari Visabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They have your phone? Yeah. Temple's speed is not very fast. Right now it's only 1 Mbps. Huh? Okay. Let me see. Mm-mm. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Everyone, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai. So we launched a book last Kartik, first day of Kartik in Vrindavan. We offered the book to Srila Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, Shishi Gornitai, Shishi Krishna Balaram, and Shishi Radha Shama Sundar. This is a compilation of the teachings of 7 subject matters from Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj, Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and my lectures from different books of Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and in this way, we compile them. And the first chapter of this book is called Bhakti, Devotional Service. I'm just going to mention you the different chapters. Bhakti, Devotional Service, chanting the connection, humility, the essence, surrender, the willingness, association, the inspiration, detachment, the result, and determination, the inner strength. So in each chapter, we collected different lectures of Srila Prabhupada about same subject matter, about 25 of them. And our Guru Maharaj, Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami, also was quoted. And then also from my lectures. So what I'm going to do is, in random, I'm going to quote one of the lectures, 3 lectures, or even 2 lectures. Let's see how far we can go. And then what our Guru Maharaj says, and then what I said. Is that okay? I have a copy for you, Prabhu. It is sold out. Yeah, out of print now. We brought some, right? No. One is for Prabhu. Yeah. First of all, this is the lecture given by Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 8, October 23, 1972. Bhakti is the real purpose of life. The ultimate goal of life is bhakti. Devotional service to Krishna. Without bhakti, life is simply a useless waste of time. Okay, we're talking about this topic also with Bridge. We're on the way to Brisbane yesterday for Harinam. One may have so much opulences, so much money in the bank account, having a good job, big family, relatives, surrounded by relatives, aristocratic family, and so on. But one still feel insecure. One still could be in anxiety because life in the material world, there is no certainty. Life can be taken away at any moment. And human form of life, without realizing the goal, which is not to take birth again and to go back home, back to Godhead, then life is a waste of time. Stramahay eva kevalam. So we may have all of this, whatever the material energy is attracting us to be happy, but our goal of life is to rekindle. Haribol, what's going on? Huh?
Sorry, just planting. So, sorry.
They're watching you. I'm watching you too. Without achieving the goal of life in human form of life, which is to go back to Godhead, to rekindle our lost or forgotten relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then our human form of life is considered to be a waste. According to the Vedas, the Sastra says that this human form of life is the best vehicle by which we can get out of this material world. Why want to get out of this material world? Because this material world is not our original place of habitat. Srila Prabhupada gave an example, it's like fish out of the water. So we're like fish in the land. And so we will fluff our wings if we have. We try to swim, and one can have everything, but the fish will not be happy. The fish has to go back to the water where the fish will be freely um, swimming and be there. That's the real home. So there is a process called Bhakti. In Bhakti, see, Srila Narad Muni explains that this is the process whereby we utilize our senses, our mind, our intelligence, and understanding our real position, eternal, constitutional occupation, that we're all servants of Lord Krishna. So, what does it mean by a servant? In Bhakti, we are volunteers. No one is getting paid in Bhakti because that is the natural tendency of the soul to love Krishna. But to love Krishna, it is voluntary. We cannot say, you must love me. It will not work. But love is there. Just like Prabhupada says that the best example of love in the material world is the love of mother towards one's child. The mother will do anything and everything. Will give up even the food that she will put into her mouth if she sees that the child is still hungry. Voluntarily, without expectation that, oh, when my child grows up, she will return what I gave to her. No, this is love. But there is a reciprocation because the more we serve Lord Krishna in 9 processes, starting from hearing and chanting, remembering, serving his lotus feet, worshiping the Lord in his Archavigraha form, praying to the Supreme Lord, becoming his friend, yeah, serving him, and ultimately giving up oneself, including the body, mind, words, and the self. That means the soul, surrendering unto the Lord's lotus feet. So, yes, right now, this body that we have, Prabhupada says it is um, a bad bargain. Bad bargain. Usually, bargain is good, isn't it? Like 20% off or 30% off. It's like, hey, this is good. And Prabhupada says, um, damn good, damn cheap and good. So we have this. The body means sense enjoyment. We all have different backgrounds. We grow up in different environments, different culture, different society. We all have different natures materially, but spiritually, we're all servants of Lord Krishna. And to awaken our original love that we have with Lord Krishna, bhakti has to be performed. Prabhupada gave an example. It's like two Arani woods. You rub these two Arani woods, and fire will come. Where does the fire came from? The fire is within the wood. It's not the friction. The fire is inside, but the friction has to be done so that it will manifest. So similarly, whatever we have right now, the same senses that we have using for since time immemorial in sense enjoyment, if we dovetail all of these activities uh, in serving the Lord, then we will ultimately become happy eternally and full of knowledge. In the material world, our existence is full of ignorance, life is temporary, and it is full of miseries. But in the spiritual world, it is full of knowledge, bliss, and having eternal life. So the process, Narad Muni though says in the Narad Bhakti Sutra that love of Godhead, it will not occur by practice alone. It is only when Lord Krishna becomes pleased with our service, and that service must be unmotivated. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, one of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, Anya vilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anabritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. This is the topmost bhakti. Topmost bhakti means free from desire for spiritual knowledge and self interest, ulterior motive in one's actions or activities. So when we do service, which is like it is natural for a child to walk, but we've seen children, they want to run immediately. Yeah, it's not going to happen. First, they have to learn how to crawl, or first, they have to learn how to turn with their stomach, not like this, lying down, and then learn how to crawl, and then learn how to walk step by step. And sometimes the child may trip, but then the child will get up again and then start to walk. And then eventually, the child will be able to run by learning. So, similarly, in our practice of devotional service, we follow four regulative principles. Prabhupada says there is no difference between human form of life and the animals, between the cats and dogs and man. They eat, we eat. They sleep, we sleep. They mate, we also mate. And they defend themselves, and we also defend ourselves. The only difference is that we can understand this knowledge. The dogs, they don't have enough. The consciousness is not fully developed, that they'll not be able to understand what is our discussion all about. So we have to learn how to utilize our senses, the same senses that we have for taste, prasad, or vibrate the holy name of the Lord. We use the same of sight, or seeing the devotees, and not to misuse it. There is a saying in English also, out of sight, out of mind. things that we are not meant to see that will help us become degraded in our way of thinking, sinful things. If we see them, then it gets into our mind or consciousness, and we started to hanker more and more, which will never be satisfied again. Sense of hearing, if we use them for hearing about the topics, the narrations of the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, then according to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our heart is compared to a mirror. Mirror full of dust. That means the mind, the mirror. The mind is compared also to the heart. It is synonymous. If the heart is pure, then the mind is peaceful. If the mind is peaceful because the senses are fully under control, utilizing it only for Krishna's service and the Vaishnava's service, then we become peaceful and understanding that the super soul is within the heart. We'll understand the super soul or the Paramatma within one's heart. Then we can become happy. The super soul and the soul, the jiva, is within this body. It's encaged within this body. And the Paramatma, one of the aspects of the Supreme Lord, gives us direction. He's an observer. He is what you call silent friend. But he dictates us what to do. He guides us. He gives us direction, what to do or what not to do. And so we will not be able to hear the Paramatma, will not be able to follow. Because Paramatma, the one of the aspects of the Supreme Lord in the material world, is called Chaitya Guru. He tells us that don't eat this. This is very bitter. That means bitter if we eat, if we act according to the desire of our uncontrolled senses and the mind. It gives us further entanglement in this material world to take birth again in different species of life. 8,400,000 species of life. But in this human form of life, it is the best vehicle if we use this human form of life properly. So bhakti says it, the ultimate goal of life is bhakti, or devotional service to Krishna. Without bhakti, life is simply a useless waste of time. So how we utilize, because most of you, if not all of you, you go to work, right? Or you do something to earn for a living. So how can you do bhakti even while working? That's a good example. It's like this is a bhakti center. This is a place where you actually learn how to do bhakti, how you utilize your human form of life even while working. You become free from the reaction, the karma. I was reading the other day that working also for the purpose whereby you don't become attached to the result and you utilize the fruits in serving the Supreme Lord. It's like maintaining this center is not so easy. Manpower, we need manpower here. Like in the very beginning, Srila Prabhupada, he will be cutting the vegetables, he will be cooking, and he will be serving everything by himself in the early days in 26 Second Avenue. This is in Lower East Side, Manhattan, in New York. So some devotees, the newcomers, they will come. They will just come to see Swamiji, hear a little bit about Bhagavad Gita, even though they are not understanding. And they come especially to eat because Swamiji cooks the best. Just imagine the sabji that Srila Prabhupada cooked must be nectarian, isn't it? So, but one boy was thinking, hey, we come, Swamiji cooks, he served, and then we all just run away after, after the prasad. He said, was thinking, I wonder who's cleaning up. I wonder who's cleaning up. So he figured out it was Prabhupada also. He will do everything, but Prabhupada will not complain. He was very tolerant. He was very, this is the pure devotee of the Lord. More tolerant than a tree. Be ready to offer respect to others and not expecting any respect towards oneself. So then this newcomer, the boy, returned and says, Swamiji, can I help? Is there anything I can do? Can I help? Oh, I'm glad you came and you asked. And that is the start of the bhakti of that new boy. Eating prasad is bhakti also. Coming to the center is also bhakti. You're having darshan of Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Sisi Gornitai. This is bhakti, definitely. But when we utilize again our resources, our talents, our intelligence, our abilities in help to spread Krishna consciousness. Maybe some of you have been coming for many, many weeks or months. Is there anyone here coming for the first time? Can I have a raise of hand? Welcome! Big applause. Haribo. Welcome, Mataji. Yes. So maybe some of you have been coming also for years. It's like this Prabhuji here. He said he met the devotees there in Surfer's Paradise when you still have that Govindas over there. Right? Yes. So he's not a guest anymore. This is your, you may say, your temple, your center. And if you just keep coming back and forth here, coming back and forth, you will not make advancement. It's like bhakti is like a seed implanted by Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, our guru, to each and everyone's heart. And it needs to be watered. And that watering process is the hearing and chanting. And again, these different activities. In this way, the seed will start to sprout and start to grow. So, yes, we're not expecting everyone to give up your family life and, be a monk. I am a monk. I travel all over the world. I don't think you can travel, all of us, all over the world. But you have to keep, be centered in your family life, live in such a way that actually every members of your family also will do bhakti. It is your responsibility, especially if you have children, that the children will grow up. It's like it says that the father, he wishes that his son will become better than him. Am I correct? Do you have any son, Prabhu? Two, two daughters. I'm sure you have that desire or your wish that your two daughters will become better than you, isn't it? So similarly, when we have family members, everyone can also perform bhakti together, not just only when you come here, center. Mold your life in such a way that everyone also participate even for 15 or 20 minutes of bhakti every day. Start from that. Huh? It's like do kirtan, chanting, and also read Srila Prabhupada's books. every day, like Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. It's like in Vrindavan, we have 6 times of artik the whole day. We offer 6 times also boga to Lord Krishna. Morning time, early, we offer sweets, mangal sweets. Hmm? So at home also, as much as possible, you can have a picture of our deities here or your favorite deities. So many beautiful deities that's being worshipped all over the world in our ISKCON center. So you can offer your food also. Don't eat anything which is not offered to Lord. And maybe after some time, if you feel a little bit more inspired, you can have also Gornitai at home. Prabhupada says anyone, everybody can worship Gornitai. Then our life will become more regulated. That means the activities that we perform at home, it's all centered that Gornitai, they are meant to be the enjoyer. Because grihastas or householders, they have the license to enjoy. License, what do you mean by license? License means there is also restrictions. It's like when you drive, you cannot drive on the right hand side, right? You have to drive on the left hand side here, right? But not in India. They also drive on the they also drive on the right hand side. It doesn't matter, and they don't stop in the stop in the corner. No, they just keep going. But that is not proper. Otherwise, here you're more regulated. You'll get an accident or you'll get a $700 fine if you don't stop, if you go the other direction. So, life is very precious, especially in human form of life, and we have to use it properly. Otherwise, it is just a waste of time. Yes, Prabhupada says here, without bhakti, life is simply a useless waste of time. Okay, let's go for another one. Huh. Bhakti is eternal engagement. Lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 6. Los Angeles, August 14, 1972. This Bhakti Yoga is not something artificial. It is the eternal occupation of the soul. We mentioned that already. It is our eternal occupation. And we just have to see the value. As much as possible, Prabhupada says, one can become a pure devotee even in this lifetime. We've been wandering to many, many species of life, birth after birth. And yes, Prabhupada says also, he was asked, how long will it take for one to become Krishna conscious? Prabhupada says, within a moment. Within a moment. In a quickly. But again, we need the mercy. We need the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. We need the blessings of the Guru Parampara. We need the blessings of C.C. Gornitai. We need the blessings of ultimately C.C. Radha and Krishna. And how we get these blessings? Very often in India, when they see a sadhu, they will ask, Swamiji Maharaj, give me your blessings, please. I need your blessings. Yeah? When they see someone who's wearing lal kapra, they will say, Panditji, please, I need your blessings. Give me your blessings. There is this one great acharya in our line of disciplic succession. Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is considered to be uh, a very, very advanced devotee. Mahabhagavat actually is a Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated soul. So different personalities, even from Calcutta, they would come to see him to get his blessings. Materialists, they want to be blessed so that they'll become more materially affluent, so that they'll become more materially successful. Um, Actually, to ask blessings from the spiritual master or an advanced devotee, like Srila Prabhupada, or from the Supreme Lord, is to follow their instructions and not to be materially wealthy, to gain material opulences. No, but to get the blessings so that they become stronger and stronger and stronger, and then their faith towards the process will increase every day. Hmm. We have lost in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is there, but at the same time, again, if we don't perform bhakti, then we will take birth again and again in this material world in different species of life. Even though it is our eternal occupational duty, it says that we have forgotten. It's like turning away our face away from Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna is more eager than us for us to go back home, back to Godhead, than we do. And if we take one step towards Lord Krishna takes 10 steps towards us. But how is this going to happen is that due to our be able to give up our propensity to enjoy the material energy and ultimately surrender unto him. And this bhakti process is surrendering process. Anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord is considered to be very, very fortunate. Anyone who perform even small amount of service, but that service means without any ulterior motive, not for fame, not for a position, not to be wanting to have any praise or respect, but just even performing service anonymously without being seen that he's doing service just to please the Supreme Lord. Krishna is eternally indebted and he's eternally obliged to reciprocate because this is bhakti. There is a mutual relationship between the lover and the beloved, and it's not like a one-way street. There is a reciprocation. Another name for Lord Krishna is Bhaktavatshalya. He's like very dear to his devotee. The devotee is very dear to Krishna, and Krishna is also very dear to his devotee. Krishna reciprocate with the love, the same equal amount of love that the devotee renders unto Lord Krishna, Krishna gives much more. I was hearing a conversation. He was being interviewed. Sasvarup Das Goswami. He was one of the first initiated disciples of Srila Prabhupada in New York, 26 Second Avenue. Prabhupada told him, if you love me, I will love you. But actually, even if we don't love Prabhupada, Prabhupada still love us. This is Prabhupada. This is the spiritual master. Anyone who render some service unto him, usually Sasarup Maharaj will offer him a mango. He is working in downtown, in the Lower East Side, as a social worker, social welfare worker. He takes cases. So lunchtime, he will kind of like walk to go and see Swamiji and take prasad. Take prasad. But he was saying, oh, I wish I'm with those boys. Why I have to work? I wish I'm just with Swamiji and serve him. So he would offer just one mango. Actually, when we come to the mandir, we should not come empty-handed. When we come to the mandir, this is mandir. This is a center. This is a temple. So everyone who comes here, they should give some offering to Gornitai, to Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. It doesn't matter what that may be. It could be one mango or one apple. This is your expression of love towards Lord. This is bhakti. So, and then one day he decided to resign. No, I'm not telling all of you resigned. No. But he wants to be with Swamiji now, full time. But Prabhupada says, why did you resign? Because, you give also, is a part of his salary he gives to Swamiji to maintain the 22nd Avenue. So similarly, whatever we can offer to Lord Krishna, to Srila Prabhupada, Krishna will return back unlimitedly. You remember that story of Sudama Vipra? Anyone? Yes? Sudama Vipra, it was a school mate of Lord Krishna in the Gurukul. But then they got separated after some time, after they graduated. Krishna had to go to Dwarka. He became a king, and he married 16,108 queens. So the wife of Sudama Vipra and Sudama Vipra, both of them are very, very poor. Very poor. Sometimes they don't even have anything to eat. So now, Sudama Vipra's wife heard the news that his old schoolmate became a king. So he was asked by the wife, why don't you go and see your friend? Just go and see him, how he's doing, because now he's a king and look at us. She was not demanding that you ask something, but maybe he will give you something. But they don't have anything to eat, but she doesn't want Sudama Vipra to go and see his old friend empty-handed. So she went to the neighboring houses and she begged some food. And finally, she received some cheap rice. Cheap rice considered to be like poor man's food. I've seen in India traveling, big family, and this is all their, railway station or the train. If they have a little bit of achar, pickles, and some cheap rice, poha, right? They'll be happy. Everyone is so satisfied. But others, they will not even touch that because it's considered to be food for the poor. So she told Sudama people, just take this with you. It's okay, you take this with you. So he put this at the end of his dhoti, and he went to see. You know what Lord Krishna did? As soon as he saw Sudama, who's very poor, his clothes are torn, uh, looks very shabby. hmm, Immediately he welcomed him and he addressed him to put him where he sits, his own throne. And everyone was surprised, even Rukmini. And what he did is that he washed Sudama Vipra's feet. A Brahmana, this is how we receive a Brahmana. And Lord Krishna, being a Satriya, yes, he offered this. So everyone was surprised. And then he asked Sudama, my dear friend, how are you faring? How are you doing? How is your Grihastha ashram? He says, everything is fine. I'm satisfied. Did you bring anything for me? And Sudama says, no, no, I didn't bring anything. No, 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 don't. No, you have something for me. What's in there at the end of your dhoti or your chadar? Oh, my wife gave this for me. So can I have some? And he gave a little bit. He says, I never tasted such nectarian food in my life. He gave it with love and devotion to Lord Krishna. And then he was going to ask, can I have some more? But Rukmini says, stop, my dear Lord. You don't know what will be the result if you eat more from his hands. And then when he returned, he cannot even, remember, am I in the right place or not? Because he's seen so many celestial beings with very nice clothes. But then when he saw his wife, then he understood he's in the right place. So his place was transformed into a very opulent place. Everything provided by Lord Krishna. So similarly, when we offer something to Krishna with love and devotion, this is bhakti. We don't we should be like Sudama Vipra. We don't want the recognition. We don't want to be praised. As much as possible, we do what is needed. And I've been to many places all over the world, and I must say, I'm not trying to be trying to. I'm telling you though, this is a very nice place. I've been to Toronto. They have Bhakti Center also. They call it, in Toronto down they have many centers, but this is a very ideal place. Big space. We can do kirtan, glorify the Lord, perform bhakti. Because the more you give, then the more you receive. But we should not be expecting that. Huh? The more you perform bhakti for the Lord, then the more Krishna will reciprocate. He'll ultimately make sure that someday, as like Narad Muni says, it is not by practice that one will develop love for Krishna. It is by Krishna's reciprocation that we will attain love of God. Then ultimately we will see Krishna face to face. Okay. Huh? Let me see now. Let me say you now what my Guru Maharaj says. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and Bhakti. This beautiful human form of life should be utilized for a beautiful ending. Srila Prabhupada used to say that something beautiful should not be utilized for an ugly ending. Everything is tested at the moment of death. The uncontrolled senses are the cause of a living entity being transmigrated from one body to another. The same senses which are the cause of bondage need to be utilized in a therapeutic manner. Here, therapeutic means to the process of bhakti. If the senses are utilized in bhakti, they become the cure of the disease. As one doesn't get cured until one takes the doctor's medicine completely, the remedy for material desires is the process of Vaidhi Bhakti, which should be undertaken with great enthusiasm. The process of Vaidhi Bhakti is like a diamond. A devotee who relishes Vaidhi Bhakti develops a spontaneous love of Godhead called Raganuga Bhakti. So we have to perform austerities. Life is short, so we have to utilize every moment in developing love for Krishna and performing bhakti. And it starts early in the morning. We have to also, just like in our ISKCON temples all over the world, in Australia, I noticed every temples that I went for the last 2 years, last year and this year, this is my second time here in Australia. At the temple, we start at 4:30 in the morning, followed by Tulsi Artik. Mangal Artik means worshiping the Supreme Lord. An hour and a half before sunrise. And then we have Shrimad Bhagavatam. We chant our rounds, then Shrimad Bhagavatam, and doing practical devotional service. So for the Grihastas, this Mangal Artik morning program is non-negotiable. For those who wish to make advancement in Krishna consciousness, you also need to get up early in the morning. Hmm? Not that, half an hour before going to work. You have to keep or allot some time for spiritual practices. As the saying goes, practice makes one perfect. Hmm? Try and try until you succeed. Don't be discouraged. In the beginning, it is not so easy, but it'll become a habit. And habit, if you perform again and again, because habit means you become used to it, then it becomes your character. Um, and please chant certain number of rounds every day. But if you wish to make more progress, then one should also, after some time, uh, take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master whom he can guide you, can give you inspiration, direction, make sure faith increases more and more whenever you perform bhakti. Always read every day also Srila Prabhupada's books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And whenever you come to the center, you should ask, it's like Prabhupada, he asked Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, um, he did not get initiation, Diksha. Uh, it took him 11 years from the first time that he met Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Uttadanga Road in Kolkata, when he was instructed, you are very intelligent, why don't you preach? Why don't you spread this Krishna consciousness to the English speaking world? So that was in 1922. And he did not get initiated not until 1933. But before Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur left his body, they also did parikrama in Vrindavan. And in Radhakund, Srila Prabhupada asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how may I serve you? How may I serve you? So, 5 words. So when we come to the mandir, we should also ask ourselves, how can I contribute to the mandir? How can I serve? So you may approach any of the devotees here and ask, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can help with? Huh? And every little gesture of trying to serve the Lord will eventually be reciprocated by the Supreme Lord eternally. It has an eternal effect on us that ultimately we have what you call spiritual bank account. Hmm? It's like you have a bank account here where you put your money, but if the bank goes bankrupt, your money will be gone. It's finished also. But the spiritual bank account, the more we do bhakti, the more we get bhakti points. And these bhakti points will increase more and more and more, that eventually, uh, when it comes to the point that we have enough, then we'll go back home, back to Godhead. But do not worry, even if we're not able to fill it up. As Bhagavad Gita says, there is no loss or diminution. If we end up in this lifetime having only 2% bhakti points, next lifetime we'll start in 3 bhakti points. So this is guaranteed because Srila Prabhupada, he guarantees that also. If we are 80% surrender, he'll make sure he'll make up the 20%. Krishna wants us to surrender 100%. But Prabhupada says, even 80%, do not worry. I'll make sure you go back to Godhead also. He promised that. What a big discount, eh? 20% discount. So I wish you all the very best. Maybe we'll see you again next year. Krishna willing, I hope so. But please make your life successful. And you can also gauge, because practicing bhakti, engaging in bhakti makes one joyful, makes one happy. Susukam kartahang abhyayam. This process is joyfully performed. Of course, there are some anxieties may be there, but it will be overcome. You don't worry when we continue on and increase our faith every day, especially the hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord and reading Srila Prabhupada's books. But it has to be accompanied by practical service. This how you can measure whether you're making advancement or not. Not trying to avoid service. The more we want to do service, because this is the result of becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness, you want to do more service and you want to help others also to follow the same path that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, you have any question or comment? Even one question, maybe a comment. Any reflection? Hmm? Yes, Prabhu.
So you wanted to mention about the 4 regulative principles.
Yes.
Uh,
4 regulative principles means no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. Sex only for procreation and only to your wife. Yes.
so how do these 4 regulative principles kind of start going away? Because if it becomes our habit, like, because before coming to Krishna consciousness, this can be our habits.
Yeah, but that habit is unnatural habit.
So what should one
They are like the pillars of sinful life. Gambling, speculating. There are this way called mercy, austerity, cleanliness, and what? Truthfulness. If you're doing all of those, if you're breaking those four regulative principles, that means you're not clean, you're not austere, huh? You're not clean, you're not austere, you're not truthful, and yes, actually it is freedom. It may seem to be prohibitive. If we get rid of from our life, get rid of those, then we become free. You're not going to be making plans which will entangle you again and again to be in the material world birth after birth. But that is only human form of life. Prabhupada says to follow those four regulative principles is only in the human form of life. When you start chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when you start doing bhakti for the pleasure of the Lord and his devotees, then you become disentangled yourself. You become liberated. I was saying this morning, for the neophytes, we have to worship the Archa Vigraha form of the Lord. This is from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It makes our life regulated. We understand that He is the supreme enjoyer, He is the supreme doer, He is the supreme maintainer. Yes. When we worship the Lord, we understand we are His servant. No one can be equal with Lord Krishna or greater than Him. So when we do those, actually once you start doing it in the beginning, is a little bit difficult because we're habitual. But that is unnatural. Sometimes the body says, "But Prabhu, this is my nature." This is not your nature. This is your conditioned nature. Condition. That's why we're conditioned soul. So get out of that conditioned state and become a liberated soul. Yes, by following those prohibitive, not to do it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other points or comments before we end? Sorry, I think we spoke a little bit and we started late. Any question from Mataji's side? Yes. Can you please pass the microphone if it reaches over there? Or come a little closer, please. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask for clarification.
Okay.
There's one aspect that is hard for me to wrap my mind around, the difference between a devotee who practices and a monk. If
And
you devote yourself and practice as much as possible, wouldn't you then be a monk? What would the variation, the differences be between a regular devotee versus a monk if the goal?
oh, no, there is no difference.
So
There's no difference. No. Our goal is to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Whether you're a grihasta or a householder and a monk. A monk's mindset should be the grihasta's mindset also. But you do it in a different way because your duties are different than mine. You stay at home. Me, I travel all over the world. But my purpose is to also think of Krishna and never forget him. So now you have to do your duties in such a way that you also not get entangled materially. You have a license for sense enjoyment, but don't overdo it. That license means restriction. Householders, they're allowed to have children. Monks, we don't have no connection. But that doesn't mean that you will not go back to Godhead also. Because we're not this body, we're spirit soul. But we are engaged in this body and we have to function in such a way to whatever we receive from our previous karma. the activities that we perform, the enjoyment that we wish to achieve. And that's why you have this body. You are positioned there, but that doesn't disqualify you to go back home, back to Godhead. And it is the duty of the monk to always keep reminding you. Otherwise, I don't have any business to be here except to see my friends. Yes? This is what I do every day. You ask Nandananda. He traveled with me for 2 weeks. I didn't do anything else. It's the same thing, but in a different, according to the audience. So I spoke about Bhakti Center. This is Bhakti Center. This is like your mother temple. You have to have a temple at home also. Yes? Make your home a mini temple. But this is your mother temple. So whenever you come here, you also offer some service. Something to do to help this really vibrant. I can feel, I can see when I first came this morning. Wow. We have a very amazing facility to help others to grow in bhakti. This should be the function of Bhakti Center. So make your life also successful. Okay? There's no such thing as part-time devotee. You're also a full-time devotee. According to your means and what you can do. Okay? All right. Thank you. We stop here now? Thank you very much. Sukriya. Dhanyavad. Haribol. Srila Prabhupada K. Daigo Sitana Pemanande. Haribol. Hari Om Tat Sat.
We'll do the Gaurati now, and then once Gaurati is completed, Maharaj will distribute Mahaprasad, so please make sure you collect from Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.